Omaha.
What in the hell?
Check.
Bob Ross is called.
Go subscribe to our YouTube page, bFb Mavs, bFb DFW, bFb Cowboys. Search us, subscribe, hit the notification. You can get all notifications. We're putting Mav videos up, practice, post-practice. Everything's going up right now. We're doing some good numbers over there on that YouTube page.
Except for your Trey Burke.
I forgot. I just didn't put it up yet.
We gotta put him on.
No, I'll put him up. Don't worry about it. You want to know about vaccination status? Go look at Trey Burke. But go subscribe and check us out this Sunday, right after the Cowboys-Panthers game for the Cowboys-Panthers post-game show with me, EA, and Billy. But before we get there, there's been a YouTube beef that has circulated between you two because of the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, it's one-sided because I got silenced and because of
that's your own fault.
That computer technology.
That's your own fault. I mean, this guy has no problem sending me videos.
I got a conspiracy.
I mean, you have an iPhone, but obviously you don't know how to work it. So
I don't know. I think there's a conspiracy out against me.
Well, the conspiracy comes from you. You're the one that's sending the video.
People don't believe the lies that Walt's spewing out there.
First off, I'm a man of integrity. I could never lie.
They're in charge there. They're the ones that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We got it. We have it out for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to fix it for you. But Billy, here's the thing. I am probably going to side with you on this because I believe that it's now time for the Dallas Cowboys to start making moves to get this team in position to get to the Super Bowl. Okay. Maybe some trades or some signings or something like that. Now, certain people in the room don't believe that we're that close, but I believe that this team is probably about one or two players away from getting the job done.
Okay.
And, there's been, of course, he's not going to agree with it because he doesn't want to give up Pizza Party Gallup to get the job done. But, that's might be what it takes.
I'm not going to allow you to disrespect Michael Gallup.
No, I'm not disrespecting. I'm just saying that may be what it takes to get the job done. But, that's a matter of he's being like guy who he doesn't like, Jerry Jones.
All right, so
you're putting your heart before the team, and we just can't have that right
First
now.
of all, since you got to say your piece on air beforehand on YouTube, I never got
Oh, yes, please, go ahead.
I didn't get to respond. Okay. First off, thank you, Billy. You're not too bad of a guy.
I try not to be.
Right. In my
Except
video.
for he talked bad about you in a video.
I brought you up to
well, actually, he praised me about.
And he
my
counted your chips too.
Yeah, he did.
He counted your chips.
It's okay.
I was ashamed.
I'm okay with that.
I'm ashamed.
I'm trying to get behind that car tonight, man. Catch my next electric bill, man. I need to do that.
Exactly. So here's the thing. In my video, I was I don't know. I called you Billy Ray Cyrus and all that. So anyway. Billy, listen. I think we believe in the same thing, but not necessarily. So what started this was the Richard Sherman going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, signed a 1-year deal for $2.25 million, and everyone's like, "Why did the Dallas Cowboys? No, Dallas Cowboys! What are you doing? Why did you get him? Oh my God!" And they do this every time because it's a sexy name. We know Richard Sherman. I would have freaked out too if it was 2013 Richard Sherman. Right. In 2013, I'd be so, oh my God, we got Richard Sherman. Yeah, but it's not. It's 2021 Richard Sherman. The guy hasn't been good for about the last 2 years. He's older. Yeah, a lot of people bring up, well, you can bring up his veteran leadership. Well, I don't need veteran leadership. I need people to play. Okay. I don't have time for you to go teach somebody. I don't need a teacher. I need a player.
Okay.
And so right now, Richard Sherman to me does not help the Dallas Cowboys whatsoever. Sure. Now, you'll say, well, the Bucs are the defending Super Bowl chance. Well, yeah, because they have the luxury of doing that. They have the luxury of waiting and going. They're waiting for Tom Brady to retire before everything turns back into a pumpkin.
I mean, Jerry doesn't have too many. Jerry told you he don't have too many more of these to go around.
He doesn't either, but that's besides the point. Tom Brady's actually making things on the field happen. Richard Sherman, they can say, you know what, either he turns out to be great with us or not. It doesn't really matter. We still have a pretty good defense. We still are a contender in the NFC. The Dallas Cowboys, Richard Sherman doesn't make them even. It doesn't change one bit. The factor that if he's here, he's going to make them 100% better in that situation. And I don't believe he's way better than Anthony Brown right now. I don't know. From what I last time, he's really old.
I don't know.
And I don't want
you want Anthony Brown cut week 1.
I do, but I'm telling you, that's why I don't want Richard Sherman here. I don't need Richard Sherman. I don't need retread names, okay? We don't need to go back and say, well, he was great in 2012 and 2013. Oh, my God. Well, guess what? Well, if we want to do that, let's go get Jason Witten, Tony Romo, bring back the whole 2014 squad.
All those guys are dead as Cowboys.
They are. But regardless, my point being is we do need to be in the talent acquisition business 365 days a year. Sure. We should be. We should always be looking for talent. And I mentioned this in the break.
You need to open that checkbook up.
We didn't, and there are some good people on Twitter that mention it, but Cowboys fans, I'm ashamed of you because you didn't put the feet to the fire when the Cowboys neglected to go after C.J. Henderson, who the Panthers just traded for.
For pennies.
For pennies. And this guy was a high draft pick. He's still young. He's still capable of turning into something. That guy would have been great in the secondary next to Trayvon Diggs, right, Billy?
Yep,
he would have. Or what about in Detroit? Linebacker Jamie Collins, who got released. He was a big-name free agent prize for the Detroit Lions, and they cut him. Well, guess what? He could be something for you. Your linebacker depth is... You never know. It's being tested right now because we got Micah Parsons moving around. Maybe you bring him in and he could be a playmaker for you guys. I'm for talent acquisition, but it has to be the right position. It has to be the right player. I'm not about going to get a sexy name just because it sounds hot.
Right. Well, I'll agree with him, and he's spot on here. So I think that here's the thing. Me and you kind of agree with that, but my whole thing is people, I don't want you to think that I'm saying the Cowboys are freaking out, or I'm freaking out because we didn't get Richard Sherman. It's the culture.
Richard Sherman's just a metaphor.
Yeah. Richard Sherman's just.
Well, stop
the
using
name.
that metaphor.
Well, I mean, we can't. It's just recent.
Right.
Well, he's just a name. My thing is with the Cowboys for the longest, that the idea should be that when guys are available, be it a big name or a previous big name, whatever, we need to be in on it because championship caliber teams are always looking for ways to get better.
Of course.
I believe, personally, even though Richard Sherman is not, Sherm that we know from the past, I think we could say he's probably better than Anthony Brown, right?
I don't know. You can't say that.
Well,
you can't tell me that because you go watch Richard Sherman the last 2 years, his play radically went down.
But
and then
also,
he
wasn't playing in the same type of defense that he was accustomed to playing in.
Okay, I don't. Okay, then if he has to be playing he's not gonna be playing the same defense in Tampa.
Well, no. Well, I know that, but I'm saying if he would have came here, I'm thinking about the lines of you're not just playing in the same defense, you're playing for the same coach. That you had a lot of success.
Let me tell you something. Why didn't he, first off, the whole Richard Sherman thing is crazy enough is because he didn't want to talk to the Cowboys because he already had his team in mind. He already said he was going to go play for the Bucs. Right. He made it known. So if he didn't want to come play for his former coach, what makes you think he was going to listen to the Cowboys?
Well, okay, so
that's my problem is that we think that everybody wants to come play for the Cowboys if we just go talk to them, which is not true.
Well, okay, and I'll agree with that. But what I'm saying here is it's not just let me just stop using Richard Sherman then in that case. Okay. So let's just
fuck
talk about
Richard Sherman.
Damn.
Go and find ways to get
I'm
involved. My guy Adrian right here says Henderson is good, but he was a high draft pick. Forced out of Jacksonville where he needs to be coddled. Okay, whatever that however. My thing is, there's a guy, EA. I believe he was the number 10, 11 pick a couple of years ago. Cowboys were definitely interested in him. Obviously, weren't able to get him. But you talk about fixing the secondary. We've been talking about fixing the secondary for years. Now you have Trayvon Diggs. You have Boss Man Fat. I'm just penciling him in there because we know what we drafted him to be. Then you could have got C.J. Henderson for pennies. You line him, Joseph, Diggs across your secondary set. My problem is, why are we comfortable? And it goes back to the culture thing. Why are we comfortable with Anthony Brown being your starting corner? Anthony Brown is not going to be a starting corner on anybody's championship team. Can we all agree on that?
Yeah.
At
Not
best,
even a Pee Wee championship team.
At best, I think Anthony Brown is maybe like a fourth best corner on the championship team, maybe a third, maybe.
I don't think he's on a championship roster.
Yeah, okay. So my thing is, if there are opportunities to go out and win, it's the culture with the Cowboys. In that front office, led by our guy Steve, or as you call it, Stephon, right? Stephon, we're all about pinching pennies. This is a multi-billion-dollar organization. We're about pinching pennies, and the Cowboys have shown it. If they're not picking off the top of the scrap heap, if you don't have an Achilles tear, an MCL, ACL, a torn pec the year before, and we can get you on a one-year deal, they don't want you.
I know.
The Cowboys will not go and spend, and that's a problem. That's the difference between us and the LA Rams team. That's the difference between us and the Tampa Bay Bucs.
But I will say this, and
the culture needs to change.
No, I 100% agree. I don't think it's the culture. I think it's the Steven problem. It's the Steven Jones' mentality because he doesn't want to spend money. And I've told
Why? That's my question.
Here's the problem. I love.
If you don't mind, I'm shocked to hear you say that a guy who has advocated for Stephen Jones so much on the
back
show.
in the day, back in the day, yes.
You even came up with you even gave him Stephon as the nickname.
Well, the problem with Stephon is that at one point I was all about him because I love the idea of focusing on the draft, right? I'm with that. I'm about picking young players and focus on the draft and getting better through there. But he doesn't pay his young players. He doesn't. And he doesn't draft safeties for some reason. So when you do those two things, then you're going to force yourself to go into the free agency market. And then when you fuck yourself over there by going for cheap options, then it doesn't. But here's what I'm going to say this. We are not the Rams. We are not the thing. Because here's the thing. The Rams go for one or two players that they need, and that's it. The Rams went for two big-time players.
Sure.
Mainly, they went for Jalen Ramsey, Sassy Ramsey.
Y'all got to stop calling that man.
And then they got for Gunslinger Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
Matty Staff.
The real Matty Ice.
Whoa.
The real Matty Ice.
So those guys are big-time moves, but you know what? They were one or two players away. Same with, who's the other team? There's another team that does it. Bucks. The Bucks did it too. The Bucks went all in on Tom Brady. He was old, but that was a big-time play. And then Brady brought his New England crew with him.
Right.
And then they brought in. Those were big-time
And
plays.
Ndamukong Suh, Fournette, and those guys on little
These
quick.
These are one or two moves that make you contenders.
Right.
But you already have to have a good base.
Okay.
The Bucks, people forget, was already a good team. Jameis Winston was leading a very talented Bucks team.
Right.
But guess what? He wasn't the quarterback for them.
He wasn't the one.
Changes are one away. I also believe that the Cowboys are not one player away. They're just not. It's not time to put all the chips in the baskets. They're not there yet. First off, we shouldn't be talking about putting all the chips in the basket. We haven't reached an NC championship game since 1996.
But why not go for it?
Go for what? Go for what? You're gonna
gotta make moves
to win big.
I understand that, but that's a gamble risk.
Patriots
We're
do
not in a
it.
position to
Patriots
do that.
did it.
You don't
Rams
think-
did it.
I don't think so.
But why?
And you know what? This season might change, and maybe I'm being a little too cautious because the last 30
Oh
years,
no, not you. Be too cautious.
I am. I'm being too cautious right now because I've seen what the Cowboys done. Okay, we thought 2016 was it, and it wasn't. We thought in 2018 when they made the playoffs, everybody was like, "Oh my God, they're really gonna do it."
So
again,
what do you
same
have
story.
the Cowboys record at this year?
I got them winning about either I think 11 games.
11. So that
12-5.
makes them 11. What? 11-6.
6.
Yeah, I got 11 games, and then I got them winning the division, of course. But I don't see them right now. I don't see them getting the NFC Championship game. I don't think they're going to get there. I think they're going to lose in the divisional round once again because that's what they've been. And you know what? There's
Well,
not
everybody tells me this is a different team
Why is it a different team? What is it?
because they play better.
They play better. The only thing that's different to me is that the defense is taking the ball away much more frequently, and they're playing with a little bit of aggression more.
Yeah, a little more swagger.
There's a little more There's a little more swagger in this team than I've ever seen before. But we still got a head coaching issue with just time management and clock management issues.
Well, don't worry about that. He won't be. Kellen Moore's going to be the next head
Okay,
coach.
well, but for this season, Mike McCarthy still runs the show, and he might fuck you over in the playoffs because of some clock management issue. Second of all, you got Kellen Moore, who he's great, but then we get in the red zone, he starts to get too cute.
It's mediocre as hell.
And you start to question whether there's still holes on this team. So to say, let's put all our chips in one basket and say, let's put all in, I don't feel like we got the perfect hand right now. We can't bluff our way out of this one.
But for their red zone deficiencies, they still put up like 41 points.
That's fine.
And they put up 30 points in the first game.
You guys, so are we forgetting what happened in the Los Angeles game? They only put up 20 points and they struggled. And the only reason we won that game is mainly because Los Angeles penalty their way into it. Okay. I'm just saying, we're not a perfect team.
We almost beat we almost beat the Buccaneers.
I know, but we're not a perfect team though.
I understand.
That's my point. So I'm saying, you don't sit there and say I'm going to put everything on the back and go get someone when it might
it's
not
not
work
someone.
out.
It's people. It's more people.
When you're ready to push it all in, that means you're telling me it's Super Bowl or bust. That means it's Super Bowl or bust.
It should always be Super Bowl. It should be Super Bowl or bust every year.
Whether it's fair or not.
No. For fans, that is. For Jerry, it is. That's not the way it should be because we got to build our way up to that point.
We've already built it up. We've got a good.
Look at what you got, man.
You got a good offense.
You're not there. What else do you really need?
Defense. You got holes in the defense,
and
you got to fix this line. And you got to fix this line. So make moves and make it happen.
Really so that's a lot of moves you just made up. Said.
Well, the only
you're telling me that we're one. So what player? Tell me right now, what player do you guys?
It's not about one player. That's what you pay Will McClay and them to figure out.
Right. But
find out who's out there.
Okay.
Go scout and find out who fits this line or fits this defense. Do what you got to do to get them. Other teams do it, but we don't. I
understand that, but other teams are also in the position to do it.
Okay, why are we not in the position?
We're not
over
one or two players.
We're not over the salary cap or anything. We have money to spend.
I just think that you're going to waste things for the future when you're going to waste it all for the season.
You're going for all now. It's not about the future. You've got your quarterback.
I don't believe we should.
You've got your quarterback.
So
you've got your running back.
If y'all really think that 100% that this team can win the Super Bowl this year, then go for it.
They have the potential to go out and do it. No, not every team.
Okay, but
maybe not the Jets.
You have all of your key people signed to deals that allows you to go and make moves.
They do.
You got your receiver, your quarterback, your running back, all that signed already. You got your guy on defense, but he's not there, but he's signed.
The only thing I'll say this is that they did have potential with the C.J. Henderson move. Yeah, I think that would have made a game changer of a move.
I think so.
And they didn't pull that trigger. And then again, that's the thing we can talk about.
And another thing, it was a good time to do it. You got a lot of players on rookie deals right now.
Yeah,
on defense, this is definitely the time to go do it.
Yeah, I mean, because Trevon Diggs is on a rookie deal.
Trevon Diggs.
They turned down Vander Esch's deal. Micah's on a rookie deal.
Those two are about to go out. So.
Right. So this is the time.
We don't even have to pay him a lot of money.
No, we got you. We're gonna.
Who?
I
mean, I'm saying right now we're not paying him a lot of money.
I know, but next season you're gonna pay him.
Okay, but they're not. He ain't finna break the bank.
He might.
He's not. If he's gonna be there, he's not gonna be here.
Why not?
He hasn't even played for a month. Why would the Cowboys pay him all that money?
I will tell you this: the Cowboys are going to probably think that, hey, we were with you this whole time. You might as well.
Yeah, you're going to give us a discount.
And, yeah, they're going to work something
out.
You're
going to give us a discount.
I would just say this, man. I mean, Adrian Point brought up the same thing. He said you're paying a lot of players premium money, so your guys are intact.
Yeah,
you're not too far off at this point. And again, I'm not saying that there's a premier name out there right now that you just go and.
It doesn't even have to be a big name. Go find somebody that fits. That you can say, all right, that just like we all thought. Everybody's like, oh, Keanu Neal ain't gonna do nothing when he got here. He get here, he's actually pretty good for the Dallas Cowboys.
Right, but those were
what's the name? Jerron Curse.
Yeah.
When Curse got here, that's just somebody's son.
Hold on, but they made moves in the offseason. But now you're saying they need to move. The reason why is because you guys think, well, now it's midseason, so we have to make a move now.
No, I don't think we have to. I just think that the idea needs to be.
You can't sit. Hold on. Let me say. You can't sit here and say we want Anthony Brown cut and then don't have an option after you cut Anthony Brown.
It's Bossman Fat that should be there, but
okay, but he'll
be here in a couple weeks. He's got next.
Well, see, at the same time, we can't wait on a couple weeks. You know,
really can't.
You really can't wait on a couple weeks.
Well, they had that chance with C.J. Henderson, but they.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't look at it. My thing is, and let me just say this about Anthony Brown real quick. Anthony Brown, I don't think he's a terrible corner. He just can't be your second corner.
No, he's a terrible corner.
They need to stop putting him on the best receivers on the other team. Is what they need to stop doing.
That's the offensive scheme.
They need to put him. They need to put him like as the fourth. They need to make Kennedy and the other younger corners to move up.
Stop.
It's not working with Brown. And I'm telling you,
why would you put him on Antonio Brown? Who even thought that was a good idea?
Brady, the offense coordinator for the Panthers. You know he's going to target. He's going to have. I'm not saying that Darnold can do it, but he's going to have Darnold target him.
Well, I mean, at the same time, let's give the offenses, the opposing offenses credit, man. They're not going to sit there and put their sorriest receiver over there. They're going to try to find the matchup. He's on the field. He's going to have to guard somebody.
That's the point when the defense is coming and say, all right, well, he got Antonio Brown. We definitely need to get over there and help him out.
So let me ask you this guy's question because you guys brought it up, and I'm now kind of curious. So if the Cowboys don't get to the NFC Championship game, is that a detrimental failure?
No, it's not a detrimental failure.
That's
to me, it is.
No. Okay, Walt, you don't think so. No, Walt, you're saying that we need to be pushing all our chips in the basket. So
because guess what's going to happen next year? If they don't make the AFC Championship, guess what they're going to start doing? Pushing all the chips to the table to try to get everybody to come here and get the job done, so they won't miss an AFC Championship game.
Yeah, but you want them to get to the championship. So why do you think it'll be a failure this year?
If they don't get to the NFC Championship game, because you got too much damn talent, man.
Yeah, this team is way too talented.
Do you think we're the best team in the NFC then?
No, I don't think we're the best team in the NFC.
I think there's at least 4 teams better than them.
Who are they?
You got the Bucks, the Rams, the Packers, and then I would say Arizona.
Okay, I can give you.
No, we're better than Arizona.
No, I
think
Arizona's offense to me is too.
Their offense is probably the equivalent.
And I think
they're
not better than our offense. They're not.
I think they could rival our offense.
Kyler Murray makes plays like no.
That's
other.
great. He did. That's great. He makes plays.
And he's
Okay,
the
well,
element that makes
yeah.
them over.
Okay,
the
And
top.
that's
that makes
great.
it. That's why I'm scared of them.
So
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot to scare you with this team.
well, I would just say the Cowboys are definitely a top 5 team in this conference.
That's fine.
I definitely believe that.
again, it's early. Here's another problem. It's very early.
It is.
We're here, and that's my problem. Where we're talking about chips in the basket and all that because we're only right now we're in week 4. A lot of teams haven't really shown who they are. It's not. First of all, the trade deadline's not until mid-October.
Late, right.
Okay, you know what? I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Cardinals might be better than the Cowboys right now. I'll
Yeah.
give you that. Just a slight edge.
Okay.
They're neck and neck.
But again, it's too early to tell. Teams haven't. There are a lot of teams. First of all, the Carolina Panthers we know are not winning that division.
Right.
We know that the Buccaneers are the best team in that division.
Are we better than the Packers?
I think the Packers are better than us.
Okay.
Well, Adrian seems to think that the Packers have a lot of holes.
They do.
They do have a lot of holes.
But but Aaron Rodgers your quarterback, and I ride with Aaron Rodgers. So I'm sorry.
I mean, just
Shots fired at Dak Prescott.
Dak would agree with me probably.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers is that guy, man.
I mean-
See what he did with San
Say that,
Francisco?
dog.
He just needed 10 seconds.
San Francisco, really?
No,
That's your measuring
no,
stick.
I'm saying, but did you see what happened? They thought they won the game. Jimmy
So
was
did
happy.
the Cowboys
And
against
then-
the Buccaneers. So did the
Yeah,
Cowboys
against
against the
Tom
Buccaneers.
Brady. So I'm just saying.
I mean,
Bad clock. That goes back to your bad clock, man, because we should have won that game.
You give those
Well,
quarterbacks enough time, they're gonna.
I'll just say this: it's not. I'm not advocating or getting all upset because we didn't get Richard Sherman. I want to throw that out there, and I know you're the same way.
Never have been for sure.
I just think the Cowboys' mentality has got to start changing
We
and
agree
being
with
aggressive. And we're going.
For the camera, can we see the handshake?
Yeah,
Which is
this is going to be more of a pounder. Okay.
Oh, okay. We're doing a handshake or a pat?
Let's just do it now.
Oh, COVID time.
We're gonna do the.
Want to make sure we don't want to send the wrong message to any
Yeah,
anti or
yeah. We don't want to do anything like that.
But we made a peace treaty. Well,
Yeah,
he's still on that.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. I just think
2 words, suck it.
overall, the Cowboys just need to be more aggressive with their attempts to go out and add to this team when they're available. People want to know that you're trying to make this team better. We can't just sit around and watch guys around us get better.
Yeah,
That's
I feel
the
you.
problem. Because imagine if C.J. Henderson would have got traded to the Eagles. As trash as that secondary
God.
is. Now you got Slay and you got Henderson. Here you go.
No,
These guys
I
are locking
totally
up
agree.
with you.
That we need to get, and
Got to
again,
be aggressive.
talent is a 365-day a year acquisition. You need to be always looking for talent. You should always be looking for upgrades. Because if you don't, you're constantly. Jimmy Johnson. I know Lindsay's probably getting all excited because I mentioned his name. Jimmy Johnson. That's what they did. They never stopped coaching.
Yeah.
They're in the offseason. They were always looking for somebody. They always say, "Hey, if you slip up just enough, other people are gonna catch up."
Yeah.
And that's the problem I do have with this front office. I just didn't think Richard Sherman was worth our time or money or effort or to even to get any kind of an emotional anger out of it because of all that.
Okay.
That's it. That was my main thing.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Listen.